Yes, I am live. I am live. I am live. Let's just check we're good. We are good to go. We are live. We are live. What's good, guys? What is good? We are on, I think we've done about 3 weeks of these lives now. I hope everyone's blessed, having an amazing Sunday. I'm actually a little bit later coming in today. I've actually been at a leadership summit, which has been fantastic over this weekend. It really got me thinking about just how really over the past, not only 3 years, but actually before I actually really stepped into the space of distribution and network marketing, how I really endeavored to build a importance in my life, or build the understanding of what mentorship actually looks like and what it really does for your life. Because before professional cycling, I'd never had a mentor. I just rolled around listening to the individuals that were in my life. I just listened to people that were family, were friends, teachers, maybe just individuals that I'd come into my life. And I never really understood the importance. I never really had a mentor for a specific reason in life, purely because I didn't really have a goal. I was always, I had coaches when it comes to the sporting world, but I never had a real mentor. Those were individuals maybe in coaching relationships, whether it be teams or whether it be sort of squash coaches in that sense. But I never really had a mentor. There's a big difference between a coach that maybe I saw once a week, possibly a little bit more than that, in the setting of that sport. But a mentor has a completely different relationship. They know way more. I'd say the biggest part I've noticed from a mentor is that they actually have much more to do with your life as a whole than just maybe a specific skill set or the progression of a specific area. They actually know you to a much greater degree. But I never understood that. I obviously had amazing teachers. I had amazing coaches. I actually went through university, so I got a degree. I had managers in the corporate world when I actually graduated and went to, got myself into sort of a corporate world setup. But I never really understood what a mentor was, or what a mentor was there to do, because I never had a goal. I never started really thinking. I never really started to think for myself. I just followed a template that the people around me, my loved ones, suggested that will take me further towards maybe the things that were important for their life, or important to, generally to people. So I didn't really understand that. I didn't have anyone around me that had a mentor. If I'd have gone to my family or my friends, or any of my loved ones, like what's it like to have a mentor? How do you pick a mentor? I would have had no idea. I'd never heard anybody speak of a mentor, or what that role is. So I didn't grow. I just want to paint a picture. I never grew up with that relationship in my life. It wasn't up until I had an amazing conversation with an individual that leads me to this day. And it was actually when I was developing and growing through the cycling world, where I started to realize the importance of not only having a coach, but an individual that really gives their perception. It may be in relation to a certain sporting achievement, or an achievement in a certain area that you want, but the relationship you have with that individual is that they know much more about you. They actually help you to grow and develop in a much greater way. I didn't, like I say, I'd never really understood what that meant, or what it looked like, or had that in my life. So it actually meant, it was actually the sporting world, when it comes to cycling, and my progression through cycling, actually built a relationship in my life, which meant I had a mentor. Now, I believe that was really my hunger, my want to be in proximity or around that individual, and to really pull from that individual as much as I possibly could, when it come to learning, when it come to being teachable and being coachable, and really wanting to know who that individual has become to get to where they are. So, and everyone needs to realize that when it comes to having a goal, when it comes to having a dream, or a certain vision or picture that you have, you're going to really need to find somebody who's already done it. Okay. It's not saying that you can't really build progression from where you're at, but it's actually people that are going to be able to pull more and actually help you to get on that journey and on that road in a much more straightforward way. It means they're going to eliminate a lot of mistakes. It means that they're going to eliminate a lot of paths they would suggest not going down to get to where it is you want to be if they've already done it. So I really split this, this live up into how sort of mentorship has impacted me. So obviously, like I said, I had coaches and teachers and things like that, but I never really had a mentor. And it wasn't until I was in the professional cycling space that I actually got a mentor that knew so much about me, that would be the person that I call about so many things. And that I was studying, that was my hero. And that I really really inspired me and wanted to model myself on. So I think a mentor has got to be someone you want to model yourself on. You want to be able to study them and really take for how they do things, why they do things the way they do, and just getting their mindset and getting their mentality. So this completely transformed my life, not only in the cycling space, but now into business. While I was in the cycling space, I built a business, but I never had a mentor in business at all, up until 3 years ago, getting on 3 years ago. So through cycling, it dramatically changed my results. It dramatically changed what I'd accomplished on my own, or off of just having a coach, maybe, when I progressed to understanding what a mentor was. So I believe if you learn what a mentor is there to do, you are going to be, you're going to be an individual that looks out for how they can implement a mentor and bring a mentor into their life. If you don't understand what they're there to do, then you are going to really struggle in knowing how to utilize what they've got. So first of all, you need a goal. You need to understand, what is it that you want to achieve? What is it for you? Okay. What is it you want to achieve? What's the goal? What's the vision? Okay. When I looked at what my mentor in cycling had achieved, they had results that I wanted. Okay. They had results that I wanted. They had a way of, but I needed to understand how much I could really gain from that individual. So you've got to realize, if somebody has already done what it is you want to do, you've got to give them the respect that they rightly deserve for having them results and who they've become. Okay, that comes from the mentee. The mentee needs to understand that how they do one thing is how they do everything. Okay, so you can actually model yourself on this individual, how they talk, well, you might say, well, Elliot, how someone talked and how someone conducted themselves, what did that have to do with their achievements in cycling? It had everything to do with that. It had everything to do with that. So you've got to understand, what is it you want, and understanding how to build the mentee and mentor relationship. Okay, it comes from submission. It comes from saying, I'm vulnerable and want help in this area. It comes from saying, what would you suggest I do in this case? How would you guide me, knowing this is my goal, through this area that I'm in right now? Okay, if you don't have that, this is what transformed my life. Okay, first in the sporting world, then into the business world. So do you have that right now? I think you've got to ask yourself, do you have that? Like I said, the mentor isn't meant to build that relationship. They're there to serve you. So you've got to build the relationship. You've got to build the understanding that I need to do what this person says. I need to see things the way this person sees them. I need to study them. I need to listen and do exactly what they say. It's not just a doing thing. It's actually you saying, this person, I'm submitting myself to this person. And if they say jump, I'm going to say how high. This is what I did in cycling. This is exactly what I did. And before I had this relationship in my life, I had very mediocre results. Okay, very mediocre results. And I think my progression of understanding what a mentor is there to give and to do, and for how I'm to position myself, it's down to the mentee to know how to position themselves. And then obviously down to the mentor to know exactly from what they've done and how they see things, to be able to communicate where that person is and where they need to go. Having that relationship in your life will change it in a big way. I went from, like I said, a mediocre cyclist to, in March 2020, within the top 3 British cycling ranked individuals in the country. Okay, in Britain. Why was that? Mentorship. Yes, of course. I did the work. I was the mentee. I submitted. I said, please help me. I did exactly what that person said. But ultimately, it was completely down to mentorship. I understood what a mentor's role is and how I'm supposed to position myself to get the most from that individual. I see a lot of people within a space of saying that's my mentor or mentor me or things of that nature when they don't really understand how to position themselves to get the most from that person, to get the most from that individual, how they're meant to be in order for the mentor to continually serve and give. How's their energy supposed to be? Okay. So these the ways in which I've gotten the most from mentors in my life. They never set out to be mentors. I made them my mentor by earning the mentorship, by earning it, by being a certain way, by positioning myself as a certain person, by understanding around that person how I'm supposed to be to get the most from that individual, to do what I'm suggested to do without needing to understand why. Without because knowing that person wants the best from me, wants the best from me, and wants the best for me. Knowing that and taking action based upon what they say without needing to understand the why that is. There's going to be the best mentees are the individuals that take action based upon what the mentor says until it makes sense. Okay, there's a lot of action that's taken in a mentor and mentee relationship by the mentee without actually understanding why. The mentor understands the goal, the mentee doesn't understand a lot of the work and a lot of the action that's taken place. But the best mentees take action until it starts to make sense. They don't sit and say, but they don't sit and say why. They do it knowing the mentor is guiding and helping them to results they want. So that's definitely, that's definitely the energy and the approach, receiving the mentorship and the receiving the mentorship I received today in how you're going to, as a mentee, yield the most from that relationship. So first of all, perception. Okay, I broke this down into three areas. I believe are the sort of the key areas to focus upon when it comes to how you can allow mentorship to transform your life. So you've got the mentor's perception. The mentor's perception is the reason why they've got the results they've got. Is the reason why they see things the way they do. Okay, everything comes back to results, not feelings, not emotions, um, not any of these things. It comes back to results. You are listening to that individual because of their results. Does it mean you do everything like them? No, no, but you take action based upon what they're suggesting for them knowing where you're at and them knowing what they've achieved. So the perception, you want to gain the perception of the mentor, the perception. Okay. I'll never forget an incredible mentor of mine. I remember them saying that they cannot change my results, but they can change my perception. And when you change your perception, you change your results. You've got to be willing for your perception to be changed. Okay. Well, what's the best way for you to change your perception? Okay. When you think about your perception, it's the way you see something. Okay. So when you change how you perceive something, you change the way you look at things, the things you look at, they start to change. So to change your life or change your results, you've got to get the mentor's perception. You've got to see things the way they do. Okay. How do you do that? Listening on repeat to them. Listening on repeat to them. Okay. Maybe seeing other examples of individuals they mentor that are getting the results that you want, that are actively showcasing results. Okay. They're actively showcasing results. All right. Now, when you gain their perception, you're going to start changing. What are things to avoid when actually getting their perception? The perception of people around you that haven't got results you want. Okay. Doing a checkup of who's around you and who you listen to. Because if a mentor's telling you to do one thing and you go and ask your loved ones if it's a good idea and they haven't got the results you want, now everything the mentor says is pointless. You're not going to get their perception because you're listening to two completely different perceptions. You've got to choose a perception and submit to listening to that perception. When you do that, your result on repeat, your results will begin to keep shifting. They will continue to shift. If you go back to the perception you don't want for the results of the people you don't want, and you listen to their perception of what the mentor said, now you're not going to achieve anything. Okay. Why? Because a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Okay. You will never go forward having two completely different perceptions within your life. You need one perception to get to, and that is the mentor that you've highlighted can take you to where you want to be. So perception, you want to get their perception on all situations, on all the areas of your life. Even you want to ask them as much as possible how they see this circumstance, how they see why your results are where they are. Get what they say and accept it. Accept what they say about where you're at and get to work on making sure that they can see you are taking action based on what they see about you. Okay. When they tell you to do something in a certain way or help you change your perception and you don't take action on it, you're saying yes to the results that you've got. That's what you're saying yes to. You have to be willing to leave and let go of the perception that you've got because it's built the results that you don't want right now. So you have to allow the mentor and their perception to take form in your life. Okay. And when you take their perception and their ideas, it becomes a philosophy and then it becomes a belief. And when you've got a belief, now that means that you have a new result. You'll know when your results are changing or when your belief change because your results will start to change. You have to change your beliefs to get to a new result. Okay. So what's number two? Proximity. Okay. Proximity. Anywhere my mentor said he was going to be and I could be there, I would go and be there. Okay, I would go and be there. I wouldn't think, is it a good idea? I would be there. If he said, come for a coffee and it was a 2 hour drive, 2.5 hour drive, I would do it. Why? Because I understood if I can get that proximity, if I can get around my mentor, I'm going to get his perception and I'm going to be able to study and watch how he does things, watch how he talks, watch how he acts. So I can take on that and implement it into me. Proximity. Proximity is what you want from a mentor. You want to get around them. You want to look, you'll change your results in the fastest way by getting their perception, getting the proximity, getting around your mentor, doing what it takes to be in their company, watching them, studying them, asking them questions. Okay. Getting their energy. Anything I could do and anything that I've done over the past 7 years, 8 years has been on the back of a mentor saying, for your goal, Elliot, this is what you need to do, and me going and taking action. This isn't a technical, it's not technical by any means. Okay. It's not technical. This is very simple stuff. Can you do that? Can you identify someone you will listen to and take action on what they're saying? Get around them, be in their company, do what you can to say, you know what, let me be there. Can I get in the room? Can I take you for lunch? Can I take notes on what you're saying? If you were where I'm at right now, what would you do about where I'm at right now? What would you possibly do? As soon as you stop asking these questions, you stop introducing new results into your life. It stops there. Okay, it stops there. So proximity, not from a distance, no, getting around them, doing whatever it takes to get where they are, to be where they are. Okay, so proximity. And number three is a plan. Get a plan from them. Get a plan from them. Have you got a plan from your mentor? Okay, you're going to change your perception and you're probably going to qualify for much more proximity with the mentor when they can see you take action on their plan. Why would a mentor want to be around you when you don't take action on what they're saying, when you don't have a plan of what they're saying and said, look, thank you for that plan. I'm going to put it into place right now. I'm going to keep you updated with how it's going. Why is a mentor going to give you their time? As for the last 7, 8 years of my life, all as I've done is I've had a plan based upon what my mentor has advised of where I'm at and where I want to go, and the gap between that is my plan. Right, getting a plan not from Elliot but from my mentor. Perception. I'm getting how they see things. Let me look at my goals and dreams through their eyes, because then I'm going to be able to see how I can achieve them. Getting their perception. Number two is proximity, getting skin to skin with your mentor. Get around them, get to where they are, be around them whenever possible. Okay, get around them. I've traveled the world for mentorship to be in proximity with those whose life and results and outcomes and character and integrity and all of these things that I want for me. Proximity is the best way to be able to do that, right? And then number three is a plan. Getting a plan and making sure that they can help you with a plan towards what you want, and actually taking their plan and going and executing it and putting it into your life. You're going to qualify, you're going to transform your life from doing it. You're going to qualify for much more mentorship, and you are going to see yourself changing and growing and becoming more in front of your own eyes through 2025. So look, guys, appreciate you. Drop down in the comments what you've took. If you haven't liked, give it a like, subscribe. I'm going to be back next week. We'll be back to normal time, 6 p.m. UK. I appreciate you. Any questions, always drop me a message on one of these streams, whether it be IG or Facebook or here on YouTube. I love you guys all. Implement it. If you haven't got a mentor, seek a mentor out. Seek a mentor out. If someone's doing what it is you want to do, ask them how you can work with them, how you can be a part of what it is they're doing, how you can get involved, how you can receive from them and actively win and get to where you want to be. If you do these things, honestly, I've done it in multiple industries. It works. It's true for those that follow exactly the ways I'm saying in this. This is exactly what I've done to get to where I am today. So appreciate you guys all. Let's get it. Let's go. See you guys next week. Cheers.